Okay, no data. Has it handed over? It should hand over, yeah. Is this thing live? I don't know. I've not done this much before, so I don't know. How do I check? Okay, I've got a notification. I should be live. I think it's working. Hey, Vishnu. Hey guys, yeah, it's working. I was trying to figure this out. I've not done this enough times to really know what's going on. I think that's why I've been avoiding doing lives. But I hope that my voice is coming through fine. I hope I don't have any audio issues. Being obsessed with audio. And also one thing to keep in mind is I've noticed there's a significant delay. There's quite a bit of a delay between when I do something and it actually broadcasts. So if I don't respond to your messages immediately, that's not me, that's just a lag. Hi Prabhu. What's up guys? What's going on? How are you guys? Thanks for coming on at such short notice. I only told you guys about this last evening. So hang on, how do I tell how many people are in the chat now? Sorry, I'm seeming a bit newbie with all this, but I have to figure this out because I do want to do it more often. It's fun. Thanks, Vishnu. I've been working out a little bit lately. Hi, Krishnendu. I hope I've said your name correctly. Also, I've tried a very different position today. So normally my laptop used to be on the left over here, so I wasn't looking at you guys. So I've kept my laptop right under the camera, so I've got more sort of line of sight with you guys. And I'm sitting very awkwardly. I don't have any leg space, so I'm kind of sitting like a frog. My legs are out this way because these tables I've put are kind of, well, they're on the larger side. But anyway. Hi Han Solo. I'm a fan. Hi Shiva. Nice to see you here. Oh, Han, that's a very interesting question. A lot of the stuff I have behind me it's been built over the years. In fact, a lot of my headphones I have gotten from 2014 onwards, up until even recently, and some of the stuff you see behind the shit stuff I've got, the shit Loki and the shit Lear 2 I picked up in about I think maybe one was 2019 and one was 2020. The Lear was in late 19 actually. So the Lear kind of encouraged me to also start this channel because I started myself getting into a lot more serious audiophile listening with open back headphones and all after I got this amp. But before that, I was using this. You may have seen it in some of my videos. I was using the Fio X5, which is paired to a Mont Blanc portable amp. And this is a good 10 years old now, and I still use it. In fact, if you've met me at any headphone connect events, I'm usually carrying this around, apart from the little dongle DACs that I use, the iFi Go Link and whatever else. But yeah, I started building my audio stuff since 14, and it's a problem. It's kind of like, you know how they say people get tattoos and you keep getting more. So I've got that problem myself. Abhijit, yeah, that's an interesting question. These LS50 speakers are not available anymore. This was kind of the first generation. I first heard these in 2012, but by the time I got these, again, I got these in 18. There is a newer version which is called the KEF LS50 Meta. So I think the Metas go for, in fact, let me tell you, I want to know myself. The KEF LS50s, 50 Metas are available in India. I think when they first came out, they were about 1.8 or 1.6. But I think a lot of people did go crazy about, it shouldn't cost that much. I'll tell you how much they go for. They're going for about 1.18 or 1.2 right now on various platforms. You do have different guys like the guys at ProFX. I got mine from the guys at ProFX. Then you do have AV Shack and so on. There are a lot of people you can buy it from, and they're beautiful speakers. I genuinely love these speakers, and in fact, whenever I do fire them up, I've not had time to really listen to them for music, but whenever I do, it triggers a part of me that gets very emotionally attached to what I'm listening to. In fact, I'm the kind of guy who gets goosebumps when I enjoy my music. And the LS50 always does that. It never fails to amaze me. So you can pick these up from certain online platforms, or even I would recommend you go and listen to them. Don't buy them, because there are enough places where you can demo them depending on which city you are in, of course. What is the headphone equivalent of Moondrop Arya? Shivan. Hi Shivan, thanks for that question. It's a good one. I am still expanding in the headphone line, the IEM lineup, should I say. Are you referring to IEMs or headphones? But if you are asking about IEMs, I think, well, to be very honest with you, I've not explored many IEMs within that price range. But I am in the process of exploring or expanding to that. I've been in touch with the guys at Headphone Zone to start doing a lot more audiophile stuff. Honestly, you do too much TWS stuff and you get kind of bored of it because it's very repetitive. A lot of them are doing the same thing. It does get boring after a while. So I'm thinking of taking a step back from TWS for a little while and just doing audiophile stuff, because each set of IEMs or headphones or earphones have their own characters, their own characteristics, which I prefer in the audiophile hobby. So I might be doing more audiophile stuff. But coming to that question, I do have something on the way. I think SimGot has sent their 500 LMs. It should be on the way. So I think that should be in a similar price range as the Arya. And honestly, I do like a lot of what SimGot has been doing. I've reviewed their EM6L, their EA1000s, and even the EW200 and the EW100P. That's this USB-C variant. And I genuinely like all their products. They're very nicely tuned. They're terrifically detailed. So I would highly recommend checking out SimGot products for sure. When that review does come out, you can check it out for the 500 LM. Hi, John Henry. Yeah, I'm glad I was able to help you. That's all that matters to me. I really, these are the comments I look forward to whenever I go into the comment section. It's why I started this channel. I just wanted to help other people out, because when I started this channel, I was also, I realized that I didn't have a lot of guidance when it came to the audiophile hobby and music in general. I mean, if you wanted better sounding gear, it wasn't easy to get, and not many people sort of were open to guiding you. There's a lot of gatekeeping for some reason. If you meet people with a big ego, there's a lot of gatekeeping for some reason. So I just wanted to get out there and help some people out, and I'm happy that I've managed to help you. That really means a lot. Thanks, John. Dimpu Don, Oppo Enco AR3, or do you mean Oppo Enco Air? Okay, Oppo Enco Air 3 Pro. Yeah, I'd say they're a nice set to listen to if you're talking about wireless earphones. I quite like them, in fact, compared to a lot of the other things. In fact, in all my reviews, I've always said that personally I will go for the Oppo Enco Air 3 Pro over like the Realme and the OnePlus Buds 3, because it is it's a lot more detailed. Oppo has not chosen to tune their earphones as a loud set of earphones. They're not trying to impress you with heavy bass and so on. So because that accentuation in the bass is not there, it is much easier to focus in on the finer details in your highs and your mids, the bass is more than good enough. So I prefer the Oppos, and in fact, one thing I can vouch for is Oppo, because of all the Oppo products I've used, I've had all of them last about 1.5-2 years before the battery goes flat completely. And usually it's that cell that gives up. There are other brands I've heard where the cells pack up in 8 months or 12 months. I've had viewers tell me about this. So with Oppo, in fact, the Oppo Enco Air 2 Pro, which is over 2 years old, is still being sold, and people are still buying it because it is that good. And the fact that the battery is lasting that long is very impressive. So I'd say if you do have the budget for the Air 3 Pro, just go ahead. If you are more of an enthusiast for sound, that is. Shivan, I hope I did answer your question. Spam me. Hi. I'm doing fine. How are you? Karthik Shet, Fio JD versus Salnotes Zero. I've only heard the Salnotes Zero, the first generation of it, not the newer ones. But I don't know, the Fio, the JD ones. In fact, I've got right here. If you've seen my review, I mean, it's a nice set of IMs. I genuinely like these, but for me, there are one or two peaks in the high frequencies. So take for example, when my phone locks, I think I mentioned this in my review, when my phone locks, that specific frequency is peaked. It hurts my ears, so I put my phone on silent. So when I'm using those IMs, so that's one thing to keep in mind. If you are high frequency sensitive, the Salnotes didn't offend me this way. It didn't make me feel uncomfortable with highs and so on. So I'd say it's more balanced than this for sure. But the JD one, if you are open to using an EQ and you find those frequencies and you can pull them down, it's a beautiful sounding set of IMs. The separation, I'd say, is maybe second to the Tangzu Warner, if my memory serves me right. I don't have the Tangzu Warners anymore to do any A/B testing, but again, because I'm thinking of going into more audiophile stuff, I think I'll call the guys at Headphone Zone and try and get a few IMs so I can do comparisons as well. So if any of you do want any comparisons, feel free to let me know in the comments and so on, because I can just fire off a mail to Headphone Zone and ask them if they have any demo units available. I can do those demos, those comparisons rather. Prathumo, that's a very interesting question. Prathumo was asking, is purchasing multiple IEMs or headphones logical? I have purchased a lot of audio gear since September 23. It's addictive and I'm afraid it will harm me. No, it won't harm you. Prathu, it will not harm you. But I have the same problem. I've got a whole bunch of equipment here. I've got a whole bunch of equipment here. This is just my studio. I do have a whole bunch of other speakers in my living room, in my TV room, and so on. In fact, my wife keeps threatening to throw stuff out because I've got speakers practically in every room. But here's the thing. It's a very interesting question because I've met a lot of people. In fact, even at the Headphone Zone Connect event, the Headphone Connect, a lot of them have bags filled with 2K IEMs. And those 2K IEMs, the thing is, when you start putting your money towards 2K, you end up having different flavors of kind of the same genre. So let's say you've got one specific genre of music, but you have multiple bands and you don't listen to anything else. It's kind of like that. So what I recommend instead is, if you are getting into the hobby, spend the 2K, spend the 2000. And then after that, if you do want to expand, don't spend 2, spend maybe 4 or 5. And then expand after that, get something a little more premium. So every time you step up a little more premium, not only are you getting cooler gear, but you are maturing as well as an audio enthusiast, as an audiophile. You are understanding finer aspects of music. So, of course, there is the factor of diminishing returns. It's a very real thing. But the thing is, once you taste that taste of high-end equipment, yes, it is diminishing compared to what's 10,000 rupees or compared to a 70,000 rupee headphone, let's say. But after you spend the 70,000 and you've got that terrifically transparent set of headphones that are paired with a beautiful amp, and let's say tomorrow your headphones just stop working for whatever reason and you don't have the money, and you say, listen, I still have my set of headphones for 10 grand. because your ear and your brain has acclimated to that much data coming to you, going back to that 10,000 rupee headphone, you will start noticing the huge differences in nuance, in detail, in textures in voices, textures in instruments, the overall bass approach. So it's worthwhile expanding when you're spending on audio gear. Don't just stick to one budget, start expanding, because I think I met somebody who had like 20 sets of the 2K IEM range, all good IEMs, no doubt, but if he had saved up X amount of money, he could have had something so much more high end, plus a good amp, better amp, and a better DAC instead of the usual portable stuff. So that's one thing to keep in mind for sure. Thanks for that question. It was a very interesting one that I've been wanting to discuss, in fact, in a video. Krish Neddu, I'm currently using SimGod EA500. Please suggest a good upgrade. I've got the, in fact, I've pulled out these IEMs. Check out my review if you haven't on the EM6L. I quite like these EM6Ls. I mean, there's no point showing you this because you're seeing more cable than IEM. But these are very nice IEMs. But if you do have the budget, go for the EA1000. This is genuinely the EA1000. Check out my review on it. I'm in love with these IEMs. In fact, after I first used them, to be very honest, when I do a lot of these reviews, I review a set of wireless earphones or headphones or IEMs or earphones and so on, and then I use them for a few days, and then I have to go on to the next project. I've had these SimGots since I think December. I think my video came out in December, just before Christmas. I still use these. If I'm traveling, I'm using these. If I want to listen to a good amount of music when I'm on the go and with detail, I use the EA1000. If you have EA1000 budget, just go for it. In fact, if you get an opportunity to go to a headphone connect event, ask them if they've got a set. If they don't have a set and you want to listen to them, write to them and say, listen, I'm coming for this event. I'd really like to listen to this specific IEM. I'm sure they'll be happy to accommodate. They're very sweet people. So consider that. And since you already listened to SimGod, I think you like their overall tuning. So consider the EA1000. But if it's too much of a jump, I've got a feeling that the EM6L may not cut it, because the EM6L is not as rich as the EA1000 or even the EW200 that I reviewed, because its highs and mids are governed by two BA drivers. So the overall should I say natural approach of a BA driver is to be a little rounded around the edges. It's not as pristine as a dynamic driver can be. It does have two BAs or four BAs and one dynamic for the lower frequencies. So two BAs are higher frequencies, two BAs are mid frequencies, and the other dynamic is for low frequencies. But again, try and listen to these before you buy it, because very honestly speaking, I know I'm here talking to you about all this, but if you find that my opinion matches with yours, okay, great. But one thing I'll always say is, don't trust anybody, because your ears are your ears. Your ears and my ears are going to be very different. So if you can get a hold and listen to your own IEMs or headphones that you're going for, your ears are the best reviewers out there, because you are going to be listening to it for the rest of, however long they last. So anyway, oh man, I've gotten a slew of comments. I better move faster. Filtered, yeah. Hi Filtered, yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm keeping well. I hope you're keeping well too. Thanks for joining me on this live session. This is literally my third live session, guys. I've not done too many lives, but I think I need to start doing more. It is fun. I like interacting with you guys. Abhijit, that's a very loaded question. I can't really comment on it because I don't know anything about this and how it works. So if you by any chance can or you know somebody who can help you out with this, it makes sense. But I wouldn't recommend doing it through quiet routes, because you don't want to get busted or anything. But I mean, all the best to you if you can do that, because there's some good stuff that you can get that's quite expensive over here, to be honest. That some of the taxes on these things are quite crazy. And honestly, like for example, I was talking to somebody about the KF LS50s behind me. In fact, everything, I think since the maybe 2010s or 2008 onward, a lot of these high-end companies are outsourcing to China. So speakers like this, superb quality. I mean, that's why you have the Chi-Fi genre right now. These guys have been assembling really high-end equipment over the last well over a decade, 15 years or so. Closing in on 2 decades. So they've learned a lot from assembling high-end equipment, which is how the Chi-Fi market has become a thing, which is how they've put all their understanding of should I say IEMs into place. So the fact that you're getting the quality you are at the 2000 rupee price bracket is amazing itself. So if these same speakers were made in the UK where they are designed and the company is, it'll easily be at least 4 times the price. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So yeah, I mean, if you can get a good deal, all the best to you, man. I hope you find the sound you're looking for, and I hope you find happiness through your music. And then who else is there? Sushil, best IM for Bollywood Hindi songs under 3K. I think you Sushil, did you ask me the same thing in one of my videos? I think maybe you did, but if you did, I think this is a safe bet. The FIO JD1, it's a very nice IM. I would recommend this because it's got terrific bass for an IM. It's very well structured bass. I'd say it'll be good fun for your music, whether it's Bollywood or Hollywood or whatever genre you are listening to. It's very well tuned, except for a slight spike in the high frequencies that I found a little uncomfortable. But if you're not high frequency sensitive, it should be more than fine enough. But consider the JD1. They're the latest. They may not be the greatest, but they're a very nice tuning without being very offensive. So you can consider that. I think you've already seen my JD1 review. So if you haven't, check it out. But it is a nice set. It is a nice IM that I do quite like. Sorry, I'm just fiddling with the microphone. This thing has come off. Supreme. Moving on to the next. Supreme Penguin, I like that name. I use OnePlus Buds Z, the original ones. They're still working. How old are these? How is the battery still going? It's decent for how old and cheap it is. I bought the Oppo Enco A3 and it was nice, but it didn't fit my right ear very well, so I returned it. That's a tricky one. I found the last 2 generations of Oppo and Realme are still larger on the overall housing. But Supreme Penguin, might I recommend you try the Earphone Air Pro 3. It's one of my favorites right now. It has the largeness of the OnePlus Buds 3. It is big in sound, big in bass, and at the same time, despite being that heavy in the bass, there's a good amount of detail within the mids and the highs. So for a wireless set of earphones, in fact, I think it's a very good sounding set. It is a lot more fun sounding than the Oppo Air Pro 3. I think I did a comparison with them. And right from the get-go, the first time I did review that that earphone, the first thing I felt was the guys at Earphone are definitely audio enthusiasts because it sounds like it. They've genuinely tuned it to be a lot of fun. So consider checking out my reviews on the Earphone Air Pro 3. It is a nice set. Harsh is asking me, hi Harsh, should I go for the OnePlus Buds 3? The OnePlus Buds, Harsh, is controlled via the Hey Melody app. So I've got the Hey Melody app on my Android phone and on my iPad OS. So iPad OS and iOS should function more or less similarly. So if you download the Hey Melody app, it should be fine. Hey Melody has come a very long way. The first generation of Hey Melody, I remember when I first started my channel, it was very glitchy. It kept cutting off. It was very glitchy. It was impossible to use. Today's version of Hey Melody is quite good. So I don't think you'll have any issues with the OnePlus Buds 3 with the Hey Melody app. It should be fine. Hi Jake Stone, can you suggest some TWS earphones in the range of 7 to 10K? My priority is studio-like music quality, and I mainly listen to pop and vocal heavy songs. Jake, you may not like my suggestion. I don't know if features are a priority to you, but anybody who's asked me for studio quality or good musicality or good detail or good harmonics, and wants wireless, I have always pointed them towards the Yamaha TW-E3B. It is genuinely one set of earphones that has really surprised me because Yamaha is not, it's not part of another company like your Realme, Oppo, and OnePlus, all part of the BBK group. Your Yamaha is still owned by the Japanese, and they are sticking to their guns. So the overall sound quality of the Yamaha TW-E3B, despite being a starting range earphone, you don't get touch controls, you don't get active noise cancelling, but the passive isolation itself is so good that there are times where I thought that it did have ANC. In fact, it's so good that I listened to it at a very low volume of about 30-35% volume. My hearing sensitivity is still fine, so I'm not cranking it too high up. And I listen to it even at 30-35% when I'm walking on the roads with cars and bikes honking next to me. So its isolation is very good. But yeah, overall on a sound front, I would strongly recommend the E3B. It is almost as good or close to a higher end IEM. By higher end, I mean I'd compare its detail maybe to the EW200. So it's a very nice set of wireless earphones. And I think they're in the middle of flogging old stock because there might be a new model coming. So it's worthwhile checking to see that out, because I've seen it for around $2,900, $3,300 on Amazon. So try that out if you'd like to. Dimpu, no problem. Chuffmeister. That's an interesting question. Wait, where's your question gone? Where's Chuffmeister gone? Do low impedance IEMs really benefit from a DAC amp compared to an Apple dongle? Okay, this is a message of the ages. To be very honest with you, even a lot of people have asked this question when it comes to, should I bother spending on a external DAC amp or a dongle DAC if I have an Apple dongle DAC, or if I have an inbuilt headphone out in my phone? The simple answer is no. It is not that much of an upgrade. It's not going to be night and day. Your Apple dongle DAC is surprisingly a very capable little dongle. I have used it with a few IEMs just to check it out. It's more than good enough, especially for budget stuff. The minute you start saying I have IEMs worth 4, 5, 8, 12, 15,000, 20,000, then I would recommend getting something like an i5. Where's my i5? I don't know where I've put it. But I think I was listening to my speakers with it outside. But anyway, the minute you go beyond about 5,000 rupees worth when it comes to owning IEMs, then I'll say, okay, consider picking up something like the i5, because now IEMs plus the i5 will work out to about 8 or 9 grand, which is a lot of money. But there will be diminishing returns again. There will be smaller things that will contribute towards nuances through the i5 compared to the Apple dongle DAC. Now, in a situation where you just unplug from the Apple dongle and plug into the i5, it's not going to be a very big difference. You might notice subtle nuances or subtle differences. But when you do A/B testing, and when I mean A/B testing, I don't mean listen for 10 seconds and then go back to the Apple and listen for 10 seconds. No, listen for a good 5 minutes. Let your ears acclimate, let your mind acclimate to the more data that's coming, let your brain acclimate, and then after that move to the dongle DAC, the Apple one, and then you'll see the subtle differences between the two. Where you will definitely see the differences if you've been using the i5 dongle DAC for a whole year, and let's say the cable or something snaps and you can't use it anymore, and you go back to your Apple dongle DAC, then you'll be missing the finer details with your i5. So I hope that answers your question. Prathu, yeah, no problem, man. It's cool. I'm happy to help. That's an interesting question. Prathu is asking, is there a concept like endgame audio gear? Yeah, there is. There is a concept like that. And that concept is entirely up to you and your budget, because honestly for me, my end goal, or my absolutely end game for audio for a long time was the KF LS50s. I heard this in 2012. I fell madly in love with how it sounded. I tested it with digital tracks. I used a CD, an SA CD to test these out. I used vinyls to listen to it. And eventually when I did save up enough to be able to buy these, I said, you know what, I just need to gift these things to myself. I joke and sometimes say my wife's husband got it for me. But when I eventually did do that, the reward I felt was immense. In fact, even today when I listen to them, it feels very rewarding. And I've paired it with a tube amp. It's a beautiful synthesis flame. I don't know if you can see it, but there are a whole bunch of tubes here. I pair it with a synthesis flame tube amp. It's not the most powerful amp, but the tone that comes out of these speakers is just absolute goosebumps. I fall madly in love with it. I do have a terrifically powered Denon old amplifier that's quite powerful. It definitely drives these better, but there's something about the emotion that comes out of them through a tube amp that I love. So for me, that is the end game, kind of. But hang on, what is this? Hey guys, there's an ad coming up. I'm skipping it, okay? I don't want you guys watching ads while I'm here. So, what was I saying? Yeah, so there is a set of speakers I've heard in the past that I really fell for at a What Hi-Fi show. But I'm not going to buy them anytime soon. If I can at some stage, I might. But that end game question is entirely up to you and your budget. And it's a matter of what speaks to you. Don't just go off of something somebody else has told you. If you heard it and you love it, you follow your passion and your dreams to fulfill that end game dream. Ranga, Sai, Astle & Kern XP10 or Headphone Zone DD Hi-Fi. It depends what you want. These are two very different DAC amps. Astle & Kern, in my situation, is for convenience. I've left mine in my car because I use an old car with no Bluetooth. So I just plug in the auxiliary to that and I transmit in aptX for high-res. There are days where if I don't want to listen to aptX and I just want high-res, I plug in my hi-fi into that. But the DD Hi-Fi is a very capable DAC. It unlocks more, should I say, it unlocks higher resolution audio. So if you are going cabled and you have access to high-res music, be it Apple Music, or you have downloaded stuff, bought stuff, and you have proper high-res FLAC files, the DD Hi-Fi will benefit you more. And again, the XB10 it's a convenience thing. And over and above that, the XB10 has a cell in it which will die one day. Chances are it will die sooner than the DD Hi-Fi will, because there is no sort of battery in it that can expire. Moving on, man, I've got a lot of questions. I wasn't expecting this today. Guys, you're kind of overwhelming me. Let me see where I am. Spam me. Hi. By the way, I have bought the LG tone-free Fit TF7 during the sale for 4,500. Sound quality was just amazing with the Meridian natural preset. It was steel. Superb. That's good, Spam, because even I've heard the Meridian tuning on the FP5. And with that tuning on, it's a whole different set of earphones. It's a very nice tuning. It's Meridian at the end of the day, so you can't go wrong. Yes, I don't know if I will review it, honestly, Spam, because I want to focus a little on audiophile stuff, because I've gotten a little bored of the wireless stuff, to be very honest with you. But yeah, I'll keep that in mind. I will check out. Anything LG that's teamed up with Meridian, I know will sound good. John Henry, do you really need a portable amp for good music experience? I kind of cover this, but yeah, in brief, John Henry is asked an interesting question. To be honest, it's not an absolute need, especially when you're on the go. If you're moving around and you've got IEMs and a high-res DAC amp, and there are people honking and talking and there's noise, I feel that high-res music is lost in that kind of situation, because there's a lot of noise around you. It's like having a noise floor. If you've ever plugged your headphones into an amplifier in a house that has bad or no grounding, there's that buzz, and that buzz can really be a buzzkill, so to say. So if you were to have a really clean noise floor with terrific grounding, your music comes alive all of a sudden. The same thing under the same circumstances, minus that noise floor, it sounds better. But again, if you are traveling and in a portable environment, then having high-res, I think there is a bit of a loss. Likewise, I do feel the same way when it comes to listening to high-res music when you're on the go in a car, because you've got road noise, you've got wind noise, especially on the highway if you're holding speeds over 70, 80 kilometers per hour, road noise off the tires, wind noise, cars honking. There's a lot of detail that will get swallowed up. It kind of works like noise cancelling. The opposing frequencies will dull down certain nuances and detail in your music. But that's just me. Feel free to oppose what I'm saying. These have been my experiences. You guys are free to think the way you want to, of course. And I hope that answers your question, John. Yes, Supreme, my stream does have quite a delay. I noticed that when I did my test run. Pratik, my phone's 3.5mm jack supports high-res output. Do I still need a DAC using EDX Pro? No. You use your phone. Don't worry about getting another high-res DAC. In fact, you've got the EDX Pro, right? That's the KZ, right? No, no, no. I will recommend you get a high-res DAC when you get a set of IEMs that are worth maybe 5,000 plus, because those are more resolving. Those are a little more transparent. So if your phone has a high-res DAC output, just use it. It's no problem. Don't stress about it. Psycho Sky, hey Paul, is the Realme Buds S6 a worthy upgrade to the 5? Psycho Sky, I have not tested the Realme Buds S5 or 6. I've tested the Buds Air 5 Pro. I was toying with testing the S6, but I'm kind of taking a break from wireless earphones for a little while. I might do one or two occasionally, but for my mental health, I want to do some audiophile stuff. Best Type-C DAC under 1500, Bibhu, I have not tried many. Full disclosure, I've only tried out the DD Hi-Fi DAC, and I've tried out the Hi-Fi Go Link. I think one is 1,999 and the other is 3,999. Both are very capable DACs. So I'd say if you don't have that much of a budget for the Hi-Fi, it's diminishing returns compared to the DD Hi-Fi. But I haven't tested anything under 1,500. If you can stretch to 1,999, check out my review on the DD Hi-Fi high-res DAC, and I've also done a comparison with the Hi-Fi Go Link. Very minor differences. I really had to sit and struggle to figure out the differences between them. Base head IEMs around $90. Wow, that's a good question. That's about $7,500. I am getting a set of IEMs from SimGot for review soon. I don't know if they're base heavy, but I've usually not found IEMs to be particularly base heavy, except for the recent ones. But these are not $90. These are maybe $20 worth. So I don't want to give you any wrong information about $90 IEMs right now. I'm still expanding into that segment of IEMs. I'm doing it slowly, catchy monkey. It will happen. Sorry about not having information. Ram Mishra, what do you say about the Sony Link Buds S? Let me just, I've not tested them, but I'm Googling it to see if I know which one you're talking about. Okay, no, I've definitely not tested these, but Sony's got good stuff, man. Like, I haven't found Sony making anything bad. Sony makes some good stuff. In fact, you can try maybe going to a Chroma showroom or a Sony showroom. They should have these on demo. If you can listen to it, nothing like it. Filtered, no, I have not tried the HBB Blonde Z300. I need to do that. Hi, Matthias. Nice to see you here. Welcome to my third live stream. I need to do more. Ahmad, best earbuds for work and music. My favorite, I don't know what your budget is, but right now, one of the most value for money earbuds I found to be the Realme Buds Air 5 Pro. Super performer all round. Music wise, call quality wise, feature wise, it's absolutely loaded. If you have budget for the Realme Buds Air 5 Pro, check it out. Check out my reviews. It's and even comparisons. It's a very nice set of wireless earphones. Shashank, enjoy your new IEMs and DD Hi-Fi DAC. I hope you've found the sound you're looking for and it keeps you happy. Harsh, hi. I'm planning to go for the OnePlus Buds 3. Hey, Melody app. Did you really find it muffled while listening to it on iOS? Because I've not experienced that. The few tests I do when I'm reviewing, I test these earphones on my Android device with Hey Melody, and I also do test it on my iPad OS. And iPad OS is fairly similar to iOS. I don't think it should interfere with the audio. But what may be happening, if I'm not mistaken, is your iOS might be using the SBC codec instead of the AAC. I don't know if there's a way you can check on iOS. I left iOS years ago, so I'm not sure if you can do that. But I do know for a fact that if you have an Android, it's usually on AAC, and if you have aptX, it switches to aptX, which is a higher bitrate. So the only reason I think you are hearing your sound to be a little muffled may be because of the codec being transmitted. So look into that if you can see what codec is being transmitted. Dakshan, hey Paul, I'm a student on low fund Hola CX2. I just want something wireless. I was going for Air 5 Pro from the ANC. Good, just to make. Dakshan, you're talking about the Realme Buds Air 5 Pro. If you're talking about the Buds Air 5 Pro, see, if you're using the Truth Your Holas, don't expect the wireless stuff to be as detailed, as resolute. But the Air 5 Pro the Airbuds 5 Pro are a very nice set of earphones. They are great for music. They are great for calls. They're loaded with features, and the active noise cancelling is pretty good. So I'd say it's a pretty good buy. You can pick up that. Check out my reviews if you haven't, and even the comparisons if you haven't. No problem, Pratu. I'm happy. I'm happy to help. You can always come to my channel and chat. I'm always happy to do that. Oh, I've lost. Yeah, okay. Krishna, I have only two IEMs, KZ ZDX and SimGot EA 500. Should I consider any other IEMs in my collection ranging between 2 to 7 or between KZ ZDX EA 500? Am I missing something or directly upgrade to higher ones? Krishnadu, I think these are pretty good ones. The ZDX, personally, the only reason why I didn't like the ZDX was it was a little too bright for me. I am a bit high frequency sensitive in certain areas in the higher frequency spectrum. But it's the very nice set of IEMs. It's very resolute. I did quite like it. Overall build and details on that is superb. So I'd say you've got a nice starting range. I've heard very good things about the other one that you've mentioned, which is the EA 500. I should be getting the LM soon to review. I have not reviewed the EA 500, but it's a pretty good spectrum that you've got. I'd say if you do want to get something more premium, consider, since you've already got KZ's, no, the EA sits in that category. I was thinking about the ZS 10 Pro, the newer ones, but maybe you can consider the EM6L, but the EM6L is not as sharp in detail as I think you might like, because the ZDX is very crisp up there, whereas the EM6L has two BA drivers for highs, two BAs for mids, and a dynamic driver for lows. So it's not as sharp and crisp, it's not as aggressive in detailing, it's got rounded edges. But see if you can listen to some of these. In fact, if you're in Bombay, it's worthwhile popping by the Headphone Zone office. They like to have people in for demos and testing. So consider doing that if, of course, you do stay there. But again, coming to that question, I am still expanding, man. To be really honest with you, I'm still expanding to the higher, the more premium segments for IEMs and headphones. So I don't want to give you any wrong information. So maybe contact the guys at Headphone Zone. They should be able to guide you much better than I can. I don't want to point you in the right direction. So all the best with that. And then Teddy, what are you saying, Teddy? First, Blonde BL03, don't like bass much. The Blonde is a nice warm sounding set of IEMs. The BL03, I remember really enjoying it. It's kind of very old school sounding, like you listen to a cassette tape. It is a nice sounding set of IEMs. I don't remember it being too bass enthusiastic, but it's just right. It's not too heavy. Abigail Pro, I've not tested, so I can't really comment on it. I don't want to give you wrong information, but I've heard good things about it. A lot of people do like the Abigail Pro, but if you can stretch and get the DD Hi-Fi high-res DAC, it's going for 1,999. Consider picking that up. In fact, I should have left all of these in my description. You guys could have gone and just clicked on that. But anyway, speaking about the DD Hi-Fi, is if you do pick up the DD Hi-Fi, you're kind of future-proofed. Because if I'm not mistaken, the Abigail Pro doesn't have a dedicated amp chip, whereas the DD Hi-Fi does have a good amp chip. So you will be sorted even for more premium IEMs that you buy in the future. Hi John, can you do a video for beginner audiophile like Gear IEM DAC amps within 10K budget altogether or lower? I might be doing that. I'll be talking to the guys at Headphone Zone for stuff like this. I'll try and get all these things to get my hands on, and then give advice after I've got my hands on these things, because I like I mentioned, I do want to spend more time on audiophile stuff. So I will consider doing that. John, thanks for the suggestion. Vishnu Das, hi Vishnu. Any suggestions for a good Android application for running FLAC, Wave, and 24-bit audio? Currently using Power Amp, and I think the app supports 2448. I've not checked Power Amp, but one thing I will ask you to check out is Hibi Music or Hi-Bi Music. It's HIBY Music. I don't know if you can see, but that yellow icon there, I don't know if it's focusing, but that's what the app is, and it's terrifically detailed, man. In fact, if you want stuff like parametric EQs, you've got a lot of control. So try the Hibi Music app. There's a lot of control you can do. This does support higher res stuff. I can access my FLAC music and all over here. And there's, of course, a lot of control if you are into the EQing as well. Kunal, yeah, I always also like the Apple wired earphones. I've got a set, in fact, that's still packed. I don't know if I can reach it, but I've still got it in its original packaging. So I've not even opened this, but this is a cabled one. And I've been wanting to open these up and just do a simple review just for fun. But I think I got this with an iPhone 6 Plus that I bought maybe in 2013 or 2014. And I didn't have any use for them. And they're still in the original packaging. I've not yet ripped the plastic off. So I'm keen on just trying them just for fun and doing a quick review on it. And then Ashish, IEMs under 5K. Man, I've got a lot of IEM reviews on the audio file playlist. I'd recommend all of them. The Hola is not available anymore, sadly. And then the other stuff you can get is, well, if you are doing sub 2K, JD1s are the latest and greatest, I'd say. But very honestly speaking, everything in the sub 2K is all very similar, just with different flavors. But one set I genuinely like is the EW200, the SimGot EW200. Beautiful resolution, beautiful clarity. And it just made me want to listen to a lot of classical music. Check out my review on it if you'd like to. I would recommend those. Hey, awesome, Dakshan. Thanks for taking over and answering somebody. Hey, Paul, I'm a student. Hey, man. Okay. Dakshan, I think I answered your question. Didn't I? Dakshan, I have not tried the XM5 yet. I tried getting in touch with Sony, but Sony's got their reservations for some reason. I might borrow it from a friend if I know someone. Dakshan. Hey, no, Dakshan, you're not allowed to raid my home for any audio gear. You're welcome to come and spend some time and listen to it if you'd like to, but no raiding allowed. Man, I think I've missed a whole lot of questions. One sec, let me just see where I was. Damn, I need to move faster. Sorry guys, I'm taking a while to get to your questions. It's not just the lag, it's me. I've got my own inbuilt lag. Dakshan, it's okay if you answer to some questions, man. Don't worry about it. We're all just trying to help each other out. Let's not gatekeep. But yeah, I've not heard the Zero right myself, but I'll try and get my hands on it for review. Dimpu, final E2000. Okay, nice. Enjoy your final E2000s. I'm glad that I was able to help you. Will the DD Hi-Fi dongle sound better than Apple Type-C dongle with an iPad with a SimGot EM6L? With a SimGot EM6L, I think the SimGot EM6L is resolute enough to show you a difference between between the Apple Type-C, and even if you plug into the iPad directly, there will be a difference. I think more so with the clarity than the amping capability. But having said that, the EM6L is also, well, it's not the sharpest in detail because it's got those B8 drivers, so edges are rounded. But you will notice a difference if you sit with it maybe sit with the DD Hi-Fi for a day, and then try the Apple dongle DAC, and you will see small differences. There are diminishing returns. It's not going to be night and day, but there will be a slight difference. Yes. Rutvik, that's an interesting question. E5B or E3B? Honestly, I have a soft spot for the E3B because it's compact. It's easier to carry around, much smaller case than the E5B. It's easier on the ears. The E5 is a bit larger and bulky. Not that it's heavy and uncomfortable. Both are very comfortable to use. But there's something about the E3B that's always made me gravitate to it instead of the E5B. So I always reach for the 3B instead of the 5B if ever I do want to go for a walk or something. It's I guess because it's not slightly sticking out, you don't feel like it's going to get knocked. Not that the E5B is that much larger, but sound wise the E5B is a little better or a little crisper, or it's a little more resolute than the E3B. Very slightly diminishing returns again between the two, but your advantages are you've got more controls in the app, you've got an inbuilt equalizer, and it has transparency mode. It does not have ANC mode as well. The E5B does not come with ANC. If you want ANC, you need to go for the E7B. And honestly, when you look at that range of E3B, E5B, E7B, if you were to say E3B or E5B, I'm not too sure about which one. I will say the E3B because it is more value for money. But if you have E7B budget, I think it was going for about 7,000 recently. Blindly, I'd say just go for it. It's one of the best sounding earphones I've heard. In fact, last year, of all the headphones and earphones I ever heard, it was one of the headphones that really connected with me. And there aren't many products that actually connect with me that I want to own like that. Moving on. Sorry guys, I'm taking a while. Teddy, your phone has a 3.5 jack. High-res audio certification. Are you good with just inbox dongle? I don't know how these work, Teddy. If your dongle is just a pass-through for your high-res DAC and I'm inside, it should be fine. Again, it depends on the specs. You'll have to go into the details of your phone and see what specs it has, what sort of bit depth it can manage, what refresh rate it can manage for sampling, and then see how capable it is, or if you need an external one. Ashish, the one set of IEMs I've really liked is the EW200 from SimGot. I do have a review on it. I'm still expanding to the 5K, 8K and so on range. I will do that slowly, so I don't want to give you any wrong information. Feel free to check out, speak to the guys at Headphones on. They'd be happy to point you in the right direction. Bibu, no problem. Happy to help. Vignesh, IEM setup under 6,000. Any three with the DAC. Under 6,000 with DAC, if I suggest the i5 Golang to you straight away, that's 4 grand. And if you want IEMs under 2K, I quite like the KZ-ZSN Pro X. Very enjoyable set, V-shape tuning, but kind of soft in the highs compared to the ZDX, so that's why I liked it. Otherwise, these Fio JD ones that I just did a review on are very good, very capable. You can consider these, Vignesh. And then moving on. Money, that's an interesting question. The OnePlus Buds 3 is a nice set of earphones. If you like loudness and you like bass, it definitely makes sense to go for those. I also like the volume control because it's a slider function. But if you want a little more detail, because the OnePlus Buds 3 does not carry much detail, it's more about loudness and bass. So there's not much crispness in the mids and the highs. If you want better detail with the fullness in bass, like the OnePlus Buds 3 has, I'd say check out my review on the Earphone Air Pro 3 because that manages to maintain that bass and somehow keep all the details. So it's a very nice sounding wireless earphone for music in particular. So that's the Earphone Air Pro 3. Check it out. I've even compared it with the Oppo Enco Air 3 Pro, and I do like both of them, but I would recommend the Earphone if you want a heavier bass line for sure. Aditya, that's interesting. Ear tips that you've taken from your E1000s? Oh, achha, E1000s as in the final. I thought I read that as EA1000 as in the SimGot. Headphone Zone's got a lot of stuff. In fact, I'm pretty new to the ear tip game. I've only recently tried foam ear tips, and I kind of like foam ear tips because they seal extremely well and they're not uncomfortable like the silicone ones can be over longer periods of time. But The only thing I don't like about the foam is that they tend to hold on to a lot of dry skin or earwax if you do have. So I tend to keep rinsing them because of that. It doesn't look nice and that bothers me. But try out some foam ear tips because it might change the characteristics of the E200 slightly. Your highs might get a little more supple because of the foam around the nozzles, but try them out. Kimmich, yeah, the Soundpeats, I do like Soundpeats tuning. Soundpeats has got a very warm approach. And I think I've reviewed two of their products. They're both very nice sounding. They reminded me of listening to cassette tapes, very warm, rounded sound. Spam, it was really sad that LG stopped making phones now. Yeah, in fact, they made some cool stuff. The hi-fi quad DAC on them was brilliant. Yes, I've heard about it. I was able to notice a difference even with budget wired earphones. It's really sad. Yeah, it is quite sad they stopped. Is ANC any good in budget earphones like F5 Dakshan? Thanks for the reply. I am lagging badly. Yes, it's not just the stream. It's me. I'm catching up with comments. I wasn't expecting so many comments today. I haven't tested the Air 5, the Realme Air 5, but I have tried the Air 5 Pro, the Buds Air 5 Pro. Check out my reviews if you haven't. It's a very capable set of earphones, and its ANC is superb. It's really good. Man, I'm really lagging, John. I'm just reading your message. Great about this the noise when you're on the move. Yeah, be careful. Don't waste your money on portable stuff. If you can get desktop stuff, you want to get heavy duty stuff if you really want to enjoy it at home. Robin Richard is asking me an interesting. Hi, Robin. Which is your favorite brand in IM headphone, DAC, and amp? Well, my cousin absolute current favorite is the pairing of the iFi Go Link and the SimGot EA1000. It's a beautiful pairing. It's absolutely beautiful. In fact, I do really enjoy a lot of detail in my music and nuances, and just generally it's a very real sort of experience. And why I like the emphasis of why I'm saying real is because I myself used to I used to manage choirs when I was a lot younger. So I used to have multiple microphones for choirs, for the entire instrument section and so on, and I used to do this myself. So I got used to doing that with a lot of acoustic instruments and natural voices. And the thing is, a lot of audio engineers liked to crank up volume. They used to increase the volume to max, so the crowd would be blown away. But what I like to do is I just like to tune it properly, the tones and everything and the volume, because I believed in the sound carrying over to the last person sitting in the back. It shouldn't be boosted so the guy in front loses his hearing. The sound should just carry over to you. It should be a wave of sound that you appreciate. The SimGot EA1000 does that. It brings the music to you in a very gentle manner. It's not, throwing stuff at you. So I've really grown to like the SimGot EA1000. If you have a budget for that, I'd strongly recommend it. It's a beautiful looking set of IMs and it's got a sound to match. Pratik, that's an interesting question between Tangzu Warner and Moondrop Chew 2. I have not tested the Chew 2, so I can't really comment on it. But the Tangzu has been out for a while, and I think it's been tried and tested. A lot of people like it for a reason. In fact, one fun, interesting thing I found with it, the Tangzu Warner, I always said didn't have enough bass. But there were some tracks that were just extremely bass heavy with the Tangzu Warner, which I was quite surprised to see. So it is very transparent or sensitive to the kind of mix or recording you play through it. But overall, I do like the Tangzu Warner quite a lot. I don't have it with me anymore, so I can't really even compare it to other stuff. Hi Lokesh, that's sad that you've had pain with the JD one. What you've done is absolutely right, man. I stand by you for this, because the sound of a product doesn't matter if it's not comfortable listening to it. The whole point of listening to music is you shouldn't torture yourself. So just what you've done is spot on. It's good that you've traded it. Now, I've not tested the Chew 2 DSP, but I've heard good things about it. I think you should be fine with those. And if the design is same as the Chew first gen, it should be more than comfortable enough within your ear. Aditya, is there any difference between iFi Go Link and DD Hi-Fi headphones on DAC? Yes, but it's very minor. In fact, I've got a review on it comparing the two. Head on over and check it out. But it took me a long time to really sit and focus in on the differences between the two. They do have very slight, very different colorations in their tuning. So check out my review. I go into a lot of detail there. If you'd like to check it out, feel free to. Thanks for the assist, Dakshan. I think Prateek has answered you. Ankush suggests DAC type C to 3.5 OnePlus. Ankush, the two favorite ones of mine that I have reviewed recently are the DD Hi-Fi DAC, high-res DAC, and the Hi-Fi Go-Link. I prefer the Hi-Fi Go-Link for higher-end IEMs, and I think the DD Hi-Fi works fine for more affordable ones. If you want more future-proof, if you want to be future-proof, just get the Hi-Fi Go-Link and be careful with it because that sort of the wire on it isn't as tough as the DD Hi-Fi. If you're worried about longevity, just get the DD Hi-Fi. The cable is much tougher. Hanshi, I recently bought the Realme P1 whose sound output is pretty pathetic. I tried to install UAPP, getting a DAC, but it didn't take any way to connect to USB DAC. Yeah, you can get Hanshi if you're looking at. Where did that question go? Damn, I've got a lot of questions, man. I don't know if I can keep up with these. Hang on, guys. Let me. I think I'll have to skip a few, guys. I'm so sorry, but there's a lot of questions that I wasn't expecting. I was not set up for this today. I honestly thought it would have been like the last few times. I think Dakshan has done something. He tagged me, so my scroll for chat has gone off for a toss. Anyway, cool. You know what? I'll skip a whole bunch of questions. I hope you guys don't mind if I haven't answered you. Samsung Buds Pro. Samsung I've not tested yet. AK, I'm about to start my audiophile journey. Budget of 2K. How's the Headphone Zone FIO JD1? I've just tested the Headphone Zone AK. Check out my JD1 review. It is live. I think the review went live on Friday. It's a nice set. Now, expect the Type-C to sound much like the wired version, but you do have 5 different tunings, including the standard one, which you can cycle through with that USB-C version. I'd say it'll be a good buy. But check out my review if you want to know how it sounds. Syed, I have not tested Samsung. I don't want to give you wrong information. I see everyone's asking me the same question because I've missed out on answering you guys. I'm so sorry. I think I need to make my answers much shorter and quicker. Dakshan Ayo at Paul's Fury spamming. Yes, because of you I lost track. AK, I hope I answered your question. You've asked me the same question a few times. Hari is asking which is better between Sony Link Buds and Nothing. I've not tested the Sony Link Buds, so I can't really comment, but the Nothing Year 2, if you're talking about, I quite liked. I've got a review on it, but I've not tested anything after the Nothing Year 2. Kushal, that's a good question with the E7B and Sennheiser Momentum 4. I have not tested the Sennheiser Momentum 4. I am kind of still trying to put my foot in the door with Sennheiser. I kind of half got there, and then the guy I was talking to left the company, so I'm starting from scratch again. But honestly, I can say what I do know about the E7B is that I fell in love with it. It's one of the few earphones that I genuinely started liking. There were very few that did it for me last year. I think there was last year or 2 years ago was the KZ ZSN Pro X, Bear Dynamic DT 900 Pro X, and the Yamaha E7B. So I was surprised that a wireless earphone made me feel that way, but it's a very nice earphone. If your taste in music is heavy bass, loudness, and you're okay with muffled detail, it's not for you. It's the opposite. It's a very true tuning. I won't even call it balance because Yamaha has done a very good job with all of their products, and the 7B in particular is man, I genuinely love that product. Very soft, supple highs, well detailed at the same time, not piercing, smooth, mellow mids, and the bass is it's not lacking. It's more than good enough. It's tight. It's not bloated. It sounds the way a natural instrument should sound. So I would highly recommend. It's a very musical set of earphones. It captures layers and harmonics very well. For a wireless earphone, it's very impressive. And then moving on, Sennheiser HD599. I have not spent a lot of time with these, Amlan, Sennheiser HD599 and 560s. I've heard them very briefly. So brief that I don't really have or remember notes that I made on them. But they're capable. I guess both of them are capable enough. I have, however, tried was it the 660 S2 or something I heard at the Sennheiser office some months ago, which I quite liked, but I think those are a lot more expensive. Syed, again, I've not tested Samsung, so I can't comment. Sashi, is JBL Live Pro 2 my daily driver? It was for some time. I did use it for a little bit of time. It is a... yeah. Sorry, one sec. Evelyn, go ask Nana. Go and tell her. Quickly. Sorry, my daughter. Go tell whoever. So the JBL, sorry about that. My daughter's bugging me. So the JBL Live Pro 2 I do like. In fact, I did use it up to the weeks running up to my long-term review of it. It's a nice set of wireless earphones, and surprisingly, it's not big and loud. JBL used to be big and loud some years ago, which is why I didn't. If you check out all my videos for the first few years, I didn't touch any JBL products because I had that impression. But I do like what they've done with the Live Pro 2, and it's definitely much better built than the more affordable stuff like the 230NC and so on, because I've heard a lot of people complaining about the 230NC and so on because those do have battery issues. I've not heard any complaints from any viewers about the JBL, so it's worthwhile considering it if you do want to pick it up. Okay, go tell Nana, please. Sorry. Can you please tell me how is KZ ZDX performing gaming? Yeah, ZDX is good, man. It's a good performer. In fact, because of its elevation in the highs where it's a bit bright for me, I think it's perfect for gaming because you'll be able to hear footsteps and so on moving around when you're gaming. So ZDX should be pretty good. And Dakshan's also taking over. Thanks, man. You're helping out. Get the Salnote Zero you've recommended. Zero is also good. Honestly, all of these are different flavors in the sub 2K price range, so you can't go wrong really. Pratik, don't go for KZ, build is not good. Sound V-shaped. Okay. Honestly, I don't know about the build because I only get them for review and I don't keep them. Okay, moving on. Tangzu have base as a flat. Dakshan's helping you out. Thanks for that, Dakshan. Spam me, Syed, Samsung Buds Pro. Thanks for the assist, Spam. I think Syed, he's helping you out. Best affordable way to experience Dolby Atmos. You want to experience Dolby Atmos, you need to get a nice surround system that has 7.1 or 9.1 surround or even 9.2 or 7.2 surround. That's the best way to experience Dolby Atmos. And forget about the wireless stuff, man. Like wireless earphones and headphones, there's only one headphone that I've heard that does a good job with surround sound, which is the Yamaha L700A. It's basically the home theater it's kind of a home theater on your head. It generally does a very good job of separating and throwing audio around you. All these affordable things like Realme and Oppo, if I'm being very honest, they're just gimmicks. Gimmicks don't really give you that experience. For that matter, I mean, if I'm being really honest, that high-res label, the fact that they have LDAC and so on, is just a sticker. I don't think the drivers are capable enough to carry that much detail over to you. So if you want to get into high-res, do the IMs, do the portable DAC amps. It doesn't make sense to go high-res wireless. Moving on. Anshuman, I use Realme Buds A5 Pro. I use Moondrop Chew 2, good pair, but I have ear pain with Chew 2. Oh, that's interesting. I thought the Chew 2 was smaller and people didn't have issues. But that's difficult because apart from everyone having a different taste in sound, the way everybody's ears constructed is, of course, very different. So I thought the Chews were small. But what can I recommend you? I'd say one of the most comfortable IEMs that I tried was maybe. Most of them are the same. The Sal Notes was a bit on the larger side. Uh, in fact, it's difficult to say because I'm not sure how your ears. Anshuman, if you do get a chance to go to a Headphone Connect event, or even if you are in Bombay and you can go to the Headphone Zone office, I would highly recommend that because then you can try it out. It's worthwhile trying out IEMs before you buy them, of course, because fit is more important than sound. If it's hurting you, you can't enjoy music anyway. So that's one thing I would recommend. And anyway, I'll move on. I see Dakshan's taking over. This is Dakshan's POV now. Tech Talks 23. How do I feel about a portable DAC? I use the DD Hi-Fi and Hi-Fi Go Link. They're great. They're quite good. But I like to use them in the quiet of my room because when you're moving and there's noise around you, you can't really benefit or enjoy high-res audio. Thanks, Hari. No problem. Happy to help. Moondrop, Sanjoy, hi. Moondrop Chew 2 versus Final E1000. I've not tested the Chew 2, man. I'm sorry, I've not yet gotten to those yet. But I don't know if Dakshan's going to take over and give you an answer or if he already has. A Ghosh, I know a lot of people have been asking me to review neckbands, but I've got a lot going on. I mean, I'm not doing YouTube full time, so it's difficult to review absolutely every request or do absolutely every request. But neckbands, I do know a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff out there. I've only really reviewed the first set. My first review was a neckband, which was a Realme neckband. And the next one that I reviewed that I really liked was the Yamaha EPE70A. Premium neckband, premium sound, big sounding, very nice sounding neckband. But I doubt I'm going to be doing neckbands anytime soon because I am trying to do a lot more audiophile stuff going forward with a nice mix of wireless and audiophile stuff. Shashi, you've bought the Life Pro 2. How is it? Are you enjoying it? Yeah, Dakshan's recommendation of the Hola makes sense, but the Hola is not available anymore, Dakshan, sadly. What Hi-Fi Go Link? I own Tangzu One, or should I buy? Yes, Tech Talk. If you have the Tangzu, I think the Hi-Fi Go Link is a good pairing with it. I do really like the Hi-Fi Go Link. I use it with higher end IEMs as well. It's worthwhile picking up the Hi-Fi if you can, if it's in your budget. Okay, cool, Alex. Hi, Paul. I'm still enjoying the SimGot EW200. I'm interested in Headphone Zone JD1. You just tell your brother to get IEMs, man. Forget this neckband stuff. This wireless stuff doesn't work, Alex. SimGot EW200 is a very nice IEM. I quite like it. It's one of my favorites. I haven't tested the Chew 2, so I can't really comment on the JD one versus the Chew 2. But I've heard a lot of people do like the Chew 2 at the same time. So try connecting with the guys at Headphone Zone. They'll be very helpful. They'll be able to tell you what the difference is between the two quite easily. Using 770 NC after your suggestion. Srinivasan, are you enjoying the 770 NC? Which 770 NC are you using? Are you using the live or the tune? Mohammed is asking, does YouTube support LDAC or LHDC codec? And second, will it be more different than SPC? YouTube does not support high bit rate. They are far from it. They're still doing, I think, SBC or is it AAC? They're doing, I think, maximum of 320 kbps. So don't expect anything more than 320 kbps from YouTube. So you will not get high res from this. The only proper one I know that's properly available is from Apple Music. And it's very worth it for $99 a month to get access to 192.24. So you can use your products with LDAC and whatever high res codecs you have if you're using Apple Music or if you've bought stuff that's high res. Shubham, you've ordered the A3 Pro S23. The S23, as far as I'm using Samsung as well, and it has the LDAC codec. You'll have to go into the developer options and activate it from the Bluetooth codec section as well as from the app as well. After that, it will switch to LDAC automatically. The first time you'll have to do that manually. Check out my review on the Enco A3 Pro. I do mention it there as well. Still, even though should I go to the DD Hi-Fi or Venture Electronics? Ella Varasan Dinesh, hi. Sorry, I hope I didn't butcher your name, but I haven't tested the Venture Electronics Abigail DAC, but I've heard good things about it. But yeah, the DD Hi-Fi is a good DAC. I could be wrong again. Take everything I say with a pinch of salt. Always fact check anyone who says anything. But I think the Abigail doesn't have a dedicated amp chip in it, whereas the DD Hi-Fi does. So I would recommend the DD Hi-Fi over that if that is legitimately true. LDAC only with Samsung earbuds. Kiwi ears, cadenza or SimGot. Yash, I haven't tested the cadenzas yet. But I love the EW200. The EW200 is a beautiful sounding set of IEMs. It's one set of IEMs that genuinely, when I reviewed that, I remember very specifically, I normally have a playlist that I follow of familiar tracks. But the EW200 made me say, no, go towards this track, go towards that track, specific genres of music. It never took me towards anything very heavy, nothing heavy in the bass. I was leaning more towards operatic and classical music. So if those are the genres you like, I would highly recommend the EW200 anyway. But I mean, maybe connect with the guys at Headphone Zone about the comparison between the 200 and the cadenza. Oh, that's interesting. Spam me. Samsung phones support LDAC, but the buds don't have LDAC. That's weird. Ideally, the buds should also have LDAC. That's very strange, but you never know what these people are up to. Hi, Rohan, thank you. I'm glad you like them. Srinivas, tuned due to budget constraints. ANC is okay, very good. You know, in fact, I'm right now working on a comparison, Srinivasan, on the tune versus the live. And to be very honest with you, if you are more audiophile, the tune is the way to go. It's cleaner sounding. Its bass isn't too big and you know heavy. The live is more bass enthusiastic, surprisingly, than the tune. The tune has the accentuation in the sub region. So it gives a bit of excitement in that rumble. But there's a lot more a cleaner sound in the tune. So congratulations on that, and I hope you enjoy your headphones. They're a nice set. Again, ANC, like you've mentioned, is not the best. It isn't as good as the live, but I mean, it gets the job done. Pratik, you're getting it for 59 after student discount. That's pretty good. Shashank, how impactful are changing of ear tips? Well, if you have a silicone ear tip compared to a foam ear tip, the foam ear tip, because of the construction, will make it a little more mellow sounding. So if you've got a very bright earphone, foam ear tips will make it sound a little bit softer over there. So it's just physics at work. So the material will make a difference. Dakshan's talking about Spotify. Dakshan, does Spotify have high res yet? I don't think so. I've been avoiding it because I don't think it has high res. Tech Talk. Suggest budget item for lossless audio on iPhone. Budget 2 to 3,000. Already own a Tangzu One up. Planning for an upgrade. Tech Talk, if you can stretch a bit, get the EW200, the SIM got. I think it's around a little over 4,000 now. FIO K11 desktop DAC and amp I have not used, but FIO is making good stuff and it's long term. I've got a FIO player and portable amp that's over 10 years old now, so they are built to last. Tekuchi, that's Tekuchi. Hi, this person has said hello. You got me into the hobby with the Truthia Holas. Now everything I've ever used sounds bad. LOL. I'm so happy you've said that because welcome to the world of audiophilia, man. This is the whole point of it. You're exposed to better music. You hear better music. It's more fun sounding. It's able to unlock your inner happiness. I'm glad you found a better sound, and I hope you find happiness through better sound as well. No problem, Ella Varasan. Shubham, thanks a lot. Hi Paul, I have an Abigail Pro DAC and I found that it sounds way better with the Samsung S21 FE than my old OnePlus Nord 2. Any insights onto why this happens using a Salno Zero? That is strange to me because there must be some factors involved. I'd love to sit and try it out myself. But ideally, there shouldn't be a difference between the phones you use because these are supposed to bypass the hardware. The only thing I can think of maybe being a difference is there is a possibility that each phone has a limitation how much power it's willing to feed out of an external plug. So when you plug into it, these DACs are pulling a certain amount of power. So maybe one of the phones is capping that power output, which is a possibility. But again, don't quote me on that. Feel free to prove me wrong. I'm happy to be proven wrong. If you do know the right answer, please do comment. I'm also here to learn. I'm happy to say that I'm also ignorant when it comes to a lot of things, and it's always the best way to learn new things. Vivek, Samsung Buds do not have LDAC, which is strange. Okay, moving on. JBL Live Pro 2. It's subtle, easy to the ear, and has great ANC. Yes, it is. Shashi, I'm so glad that you do like your JBLs, and happy music listening, and enjoy your new earphones. You should also tell us favorite songs. Yash, if you're directing this statement at me of you should also tell us your favorite songs and playlists, I do mention about 3 or 4 tracks in each review. But I'm in the process of trying to figure out how I can share my playlists. I think I discussed this during the last live session also, but I'll work on this. Tech Talk, I've heard good things about the Ascentum. I've not heard it yet, but you can... I guess Sennheiser does have its own signature. If you like Sennheiser sound, I guess it should be okay. But again, I've not tested it, so I can't say how it is for absolutely certain. For 15 grand, one thing I have tested is the JBL what is it called? The JBL Tour 1 M2, is that the one? I've tested it, done a long-term report on it recently, and I really like how it sounds. It is a little out of budget. I think it goes for about 19,000, but it's a nice. Again, I'm surprised that JBL is tuning their products to be a bit softer and better detailed. But the Tour 1 M2 is a very nice sounding set of headphones. You can consider that. One last between Samsung Buds 2 and Oppo 3. Okay, you're asking somebody else. I don't know about Samsung. What are your thoughts on the SimGod EW 100p? I have reviewed the 100p, but LON, I have only reviewed the USB-C variant. I have not reviewed the regular one with the 3.5 mm jack. And I liked it. I mean, it's okay. It does sound a little more budget and feel more budget than I'd like. I think it goes for about 2,000 plus. I don't, just by its build quality, it doesn't feel like it's worth it. For that price, I'd rather recommend these Fio JD ones. These do feel a lot more premium, nice cable, and even the mic quality on this. You need to listen to the mic quality on my review of this. It sounds terrifically good. I think it's the best sounding mic I've heard with IEMs. The last one I really liked was the Truthia Hola. But I think this is a better performer for the microphone. Pratik, alternate tunes and mouse sale. Okay, Dakshan. This has really turned out to be a Dakshan's POV, man. Thanks, man, Dakshan, for taking over and helping everyone. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Srinivasan, thanks, guys. Makes me not spend much in audio products. Having 3 IMs, 2 earphones, 2 headphones, 3 subscriptions. I'm still having headphones on. That's good. That's good. That means you like your music, man, Srinivasan. That's good. Spam, yes. Samsung use their own lossless codec. SBC. Okay, I'm not part of that conversation. Apple TV is included. By the Paula testing. Thank you, Aryan. I enjoy doing the test with microphones. I just like to do it because you guys, I'm sure, like to know how it sounds. Avatar Boy, is there any difference between Apple Music high-res and Amazon Music high quality? I've not. I stopped using Amazon Music a while ago because Amazon Music wasn't really high quality. I don't know. Has Amazon shifted on to high-res? I'm not sure. I'm ignorant about that. Maybe Dakshan can help answer that question. No Chi-Fi product. Sanjoy, you want a balanced sounding signature under 2.5 and no Chi-Fi. That's going to be very difficult. I think it's only Chi-Fi that exists in this price range. Unless Dakshan knows somebody, some brand. Planning, Mr. Rock, you're planning to buy Q20i, which is high-res certified. Do I need external DAC in order to hear it? Most likely yes, because these high-res certified headphones are usually high-res certified only via a cable. So high-res means the driver should be able to handle more data. So you might need a DAC for that. But Q20i is, I think I heard a friend's Q20i and it sounded pretty good. If you really do want to get into high-res, I'd say keep the Q20 as a casual listening headphone. If you want high-res, move toward the IEM game high-res stuff, because I found that all of these headphones that are high-res certified, they don't cut it. They don't really reach a level where you can really enjoy high-resolution music. Hi Yash, no problem. I hope you also enjoy your. Where's that comment gone? I think so. Again, somebody's tagged me. Yash, yeah. I would also like to thank you because it's Yash. All the best, man. I hope you enjoy your IEMs. Let me know how it works out for you and which ones you're going for. I'd love to know. Johnny, consider YouTube membership superfan for donation. Also, if you have the time, maybe think about Discord server since you're getting way too many questions. Yeah, John, I have to figure this out. This is the first time I'm being overwhelmed. The last few live sessions I've done, I've had maybe 5 or 6 people. So this time there's a lot of people. But thanks for the advice. I'll try that. And I thought I have a superfan option. I don't know if it's. Do I have to activate that separately? I'm very new to this, so I don't know if superfan's on. And then Rohan, which music player app is Windows? Windows, I'm not sure, Rohan. I don't use Windows. If you use a Mac, I use something called Pine Tree. It's a very nice player. See if Pine Tree is available on Windows. All sorts of banter going on here. Tech Talk. What's going on? I just joined. I'd like to ask if I should go ahead with Blonde BL03 for good bass. I prefer electronic music with thump, but at the same time, Western classical. Twanishk, Blonde is nice. It's a very nice sounding IEM. It is warm sounding. It does have a good amount of bass, but I would recommend you check out my review on the FIO JD1. Superbly enthusiastic in the bass for a set of IEMs, and it's great for jazz and lighter music as well, classical and so on. But there is a good amount of bass even with electronic music for an IEM. So consider looking at the JD1 as well. I have heard the BL03 to have some issues with the cable. The cable has had some issues in the sense it does give way, but you can buy a new cable if you want to. But the Blondes do look and sound good. How to boy, okay, lucky, OnePlus Buds through Dakshan, Amazon. Amazon is still low res, okay. Nice to know I'm still on Apple. Lucky, if you're asking me about OnePlus Buds Pro 2 versus Oppo Enco A3, I can't comment. I've not tested the OnePlus Buds Pro 2. Yeah, Pratik, I need to look at a Discord server. Or I'm toying with the idea of starting my own website and having a forum there. I don't know if that makes sense. John Dilip, hi. Have you tried the KZ ZSN Pro 2? I have tried the KZ ZSN Pro 2. The ZSN Pro X I have spent a lot of time with, and I did do a review on it, which you can watch if you haven't already. And it did wow me when I heard it. The box that Headphone Zone sent me is the one set of IEMs that actually made me call my wife in and say, listen to these two sound good. I did listen to the KZ ZSN Pro 2 at a Headphone Connect event that was recently held in my city. And I did ask them so I could compare the two. So I did a little bit of A/B testing, but there was that noise flaw because everyone was talking. But I did notice that the Pro 2 does not have as much of a bass kick or enthusiasm as the Pro X. But having said that, I didn't spend a good amount of time with it. It was maybe 3 or 5 minutes before more of a crowd started pouring in. And I haven't heard it in a quiet room. So I've not done a test on that properly. But at the same time, I do believe that the ZSN Pro X might be coming with the Pro X 2. So if you are in the mood for waiting, it could come at any point or maybe much later. But I still do prefer the Pro X over the Pro 2. Twanishk, if you have budget for DD Hi-Fi or the Hi-Fi Go-Link, either or. And these are future-proof. So even if you get higher res IEMs in the future that are more transparent, these DACs will work perfectly fine with those IEMs. Dakshan, yeah, thanks man for everything. If you're going off to bed, thank you. Even I have to sign off soon. Over-ear headphones around 5,000. Love Khiva, if you can spend 999 rupees more, I will highly recommend these. JBL Tune 770NC, very nice sounding. Check out my review on it. I'm also coming out with a comparison between this and the Live 770NC, and this is a very nice set of headphones. And the price right now is 5,999, so you can check it out. Use the link from my reviews. I get a small cut if you buy from Amazon. Mr. Rock, same thing. JBL Tune 770NC, nice set. Alex, DD Hi-Fi DAC and Audio Killer D07. I've had a few people ask me about this. Now, I could be wrong here, okay? But the little bit that I checked on, The finish of the DD Hi-Fi looks a bit more premium, so it's not going to snag easily. And over and above that, I think the audio cooler does not have a dedicated amp chip, but some people have said otherwise. But check it out. Go online and check it out. I could be wrong. Everything I say is not absolute, hard and true. So check and see what the difference is between the two, because I have not checked them out. But yes, they have the same DAC chip, but I think that DD Hi-Fi has an additional amp chip. Hi, John. Thanks so much for the super thanks. That's pretty cool. It'll go towards keeping the channel moving. Thank you. Very sweet of you. Yeah, Tech Talk, I'm with you on this, man. Happy to see the audiophile community growing up in India. In fact, a big reason why I started this channel was to introduce a lot of people to this hobby. It's really a beautiful thing to share with people. And I don't know why there is still a lot of snobbery with a lot of people. I don't know why people gatekeep. So, I'm here to help out anyone, man. Like, we need to be closer, and we need to help each other out. Place to try out different IEMs in Delhi. Tech Talk, I believe there is a Delhi headphone connect event coming up, if I'm not mistaken. Go to headphone zone.in and see if there is a event coming up, because a perfect place to listen to some IEMs. If you do have any requests, write to them directly. They'd be happy to help you with it. Anchor, yeah. Soundcore Anchor's got good stuff. Tech Talk, I don't have any YouTube channel of my own. I just like it. Do you think I can drive Hi-Fi Men's Sundara with the DD Hi-Fi? Hi-Fi Men's Sundara. I'm just checking on the impedance of your Sundaras. Sundaras. They're just 32 ohms. Yeah, I don't see why not. The Sundaras, since they're so easy to drive, the DD Hi-Fi, I'd say, is comfortable driving anything up to about 80 ohms. So if you do plug it into your iPad, it should be good to go for the Sundaras. It should be fine. Dakshan's meeting somebody at the Headphone Zone Connect event. That's awesome, guys. In fact, if you guys are in the same city, you should meet each other up at these headphone events. They're pretty cool. In fact, I've recently got a video out on the Headphone Zone Connect event 2024, and I spoke to a few people which I've not done before. And to be very honest with you, I'm a bit of an introvert, so it was difficult for me to do that. But everyone's really very sweet over there. So if you guys do want to meet up with anybody else, it's worthwhile doing that. And saying hi. So anyway, guys, I think I've been here on for much longer than I thought I would be. It's almost been an hour and 40 minutes, so I think I should sign off. But you guys are always welcome, man. You guys want to talk in my comments, you want to come say hi to me, please feel free to. I'm more than happy to engage with you guys anytime. And of course, like I did mention, I will be trying to do a lot more audiophile stuff going forward. I just need a bit of a break from the wireless stuff. I might have one or two that go on a little while, but I'll see what happens. And I finally caught up with the comments. And hey, Dakshan, I just want to a big shout out to you, man. Thanks so much for your support. That's very sweet of you. You've helped me keep up with a lot of answers and helped a lot of people, and that's the whole point of my channel. That's what I want to do. And if you're able to help people, that's all that matters. Thanks so much, Dakshin. And John Henry, again, thank you for the super thanks. That's very sweet of you. And all you guys who have been here today, thank you so much. It's been awesome. And honestly, I don't know. Let me know in the comments of whatever my videos are. If you want me to do more live sessions, I enjoy these. It's fun to do. I'm just usually a bit nervous about it. But if you guys think I should do more live sessions, let me know. It will be fun. I think all in all, and maybe we can have dedicated sort of topics to talk about. So maybe next time we can only talk about speakers or headphones or IEMs and so on, and or we can even just talk about music, what each of us listen to and what we like, because there's a lot of music out there that a lot of us are still learning about slowly, and different genres. In fact, I had a lot of music recommendations in my last session, which I learned a lot about. So we can do something like that next time. So anyway, thank you everybody. Tech Talk, great session, everyone. Good night, folks, and thank you. I'll do a few more sessions in the future. Swapnil, I have not tested the Kiwi cadenza. Sadly, I'll try and get my hands on it. I've heard good things about it, but again, if you do want to know about them, I think they're sold by Headphone Zone. You can call them and ask. They're very sweet guys. They'll be able to help you and point you in the right direction. Thanks, Pammy. Thanks for being here. Very sweet of you. No, Dakshin, I've not tried them out. You're spot on about that. Cool, guys. Good night. Have a good night, and I'll see you in the next live session. And remember to say hi to me in the comments as always. And I'll see you guys soon. All the best, guys. Bye. Thanks, John. All the best to you. See you guys. Bye. Good night.